What's up guys, everybody's here for another video. As usual, I'm here with my wife, Bruna, and today we're going to be focusing on something a little bit more basic, but there's going to be plenty of advanced principles and concepts to gain, which is the mounted armbar. Arguably one of the most popular positions in Jiu Jitsu, something that's almost synonymous with Jiu Jitsu. So I'm really excited to get into it. But before I do, I want to thank you for all your subscriptions. Sorry guys, it's been a long day. And I wanted to encourage you to keep liking, commenting, and subscribe. Tell the YouTube gods and their algorithm that you like these videos so that they recommend them to people, because we're this close to hitting 10,000. But anyways, that's my last thing. Let's get into the technique. So, Bruna thinks I'm funny. So lie down on your back. Yeah, perfect. So, scoot back just a little. I don't know where. Okay. So we're here in the full mount. We've done such a good job to get this position. Let's go back just an inch. Okay. Now, how are we going to isolate and take an arm? So the first thing to understand is that anytime that we're attempting to isolate an arm, we have to first focus on the position of her elbows. If her elbows are inside my thighs, it's going to be extremely difficult to get them pried. So at any given time, I want to find a way, however I do that, to keep these elbows exposed, okay? I personally find that most people are very, very focused on their neck in the mount. And so I've found that I'm able to isolate the elbows by walking both my chest and my legs up. Once I get to a certain position where I'm in a high mount, I like to place my feet on her hips, okay? So I'll change the angle soon so you guys can see that. But I like to place my feet on her hips to almost have me push off of her hips to get her arms isolated. So assuming I'm able to isolate the arms pretty high, I'm now going to, and again, this is supposed to be a basic arm bar, I'm now going to pick a side. Which arm would I like to attack? It's important to address the fact that if her left arm is over her right, I would attack the top arm. If her right arm is over her left, I would attack the top arm, in this case the right. So for the sake of the video, let's just attack her right arm. So let's say she's here in this crossed position. This is the arm that's on top, this is the arm that's exposed. And I'll explain that in a second. It's just going to be easier to break. I'm going to slide my left knee up past her head. You want to get it past her head. I see so many people that don't emphasize this. If you get your left knee up initially past her head, as you transition into the S mount, everything is going to come easier. So you're setting yourself up for success as opposed to failure. So again, I'm here, I'm low, I'm control, and I slide my knee up past her head. Okay? Once I slide my knee up past her head, in order to understand how to do this properly and well, we have to understand weight distribution. Okay? Right now I'm on my hands. This is supposed to be a little rudimentary. Now I'm going to shift my weight to my left-hand side to make my right leg light. As long as my weight is on my left-hand side, I have more mobility over my right leg. If my weight is off and I'm more on my right knee, it's going to be hard to move my leg. And we're going to find the transition to S mount is very, very uncomfortable. So since I'm here, I switch my weight to my left-hand side just for a brief second, and that allows me to straighten this leg. Now, when I straighten the leg, I apply downward pressure with my hamstring so that she feels extremely uncomfortable, almost like a knee on belly. And at this point, I'm going to shift all my weight to my right-hand side as I go into an almost Indian-style sitting position. Okay? So we're switching our weight a lot, guys. And it's more of a feel thing, but I get very heavy. I'm trying to keep light so that Bruna doesn't get pissed off. So, once I'm here in this position, this is when I can start to address the arm. The reason that we attack the top arm is because at this point I can come through and I can hug the arm to my chest, right? If this arm was on bottom, switch your hands, it's going to be very difficult. Now there's advanced arm bars where if it ends up that this arm is on top, I can attack this arm and I can switch my body positioning very quickly, but for the sake of this demonstration, we're going to attack this arm. So I isolate the arm. I personally like to go all the way through and bring her wrist to the crook of my elbow. That's just my personal way that I like to attack from here. I find that I can get a very good cinch and a very good squeeze on her arm, and she's not going to be able to regrip anything because my elbow is providing a block. Okay? Now, I'm going to lean even heavier to the right-hand side as I straighten her arm. So as I lean, I pull her arm to my chest, and I'm very heavy. What this does is it lightens up this leg. It's very light, and I'm very heavy on her.
Oh my God, you're on my chest.
Sorry. It's very light, and I'm very heavy on her. So at this point, I'm going to bring my body all the way to the right-hand side. I'm going to walk my leg up, and sometimes I can finish the arm bar just right here. Okay? If I feel I have it really isolated, I can just pinch my knees really tight, fall forward, and hip into the armbar. If I feel that I don't have it very tight, I can bring my leg over her head, and I can pinch my knees and fall controlled. Okay, once I fall controlled, I still have her wrist glued to my chest. As I fall back, she should be tapping, and I can get the finish. Make sure you keep your knees pinched and your heels heavy to the floor all the while. So this looks like a slow move. Let's move back just a little bit. But it's not slow at all, right? If we're here and we're able to isolate, get our feet up, it's coming through. And I'm getting into the position very quickly. Once I get here, like I said, a lot of times for you advanced guys, I just bring my leg up, pinch the knee inside, and go for the break here. Okay? If I feel like I need to fall back, I'll come through, throw the leg over the head, fall back, and extend the arm. Well, once I have the arm isolated, I'm able to get the break a pretty fair amount of time. It's important to understand that one of the most important things that I want to avoid in doing this sequence is her ability to create a hand-to-hand connection. Anytime my opponent's able to create a hand-to-hand connection while I'm attacking any armbar from any position, from bottom or top, it's going to make my life way more complicated. So right off the initial isolation, I want to be able to prevent, just grip up so I can't break your arms apart. So like hand-to-hand, I want to prevent this. This complicates things. There's so much you can do from here, and if you'd like to see follow-up videos on how to break the grip or on how to attack different things like bow and arrows, there's even like crazy north-south guillotines, there's tons of things I can do from there. I'd be happy to make them, but let's try to prevent this right from the get-go. So let's look at this one more time. So we're here. Let's look at this arm. Let's assume we isolate her arm. Remember, our knee goes past her head, guys. All my weight is on my right. I straighten the leg out, turn, hamstring gets heavy, tuck the leg in. I come through, I bring her wrist to my chest. I lean very far this way, guys. Don't be afraid to get bucked up. You have your hand, you have your shoulder, and if you really need it, you have your head to post, and you can continue to attack her arm while she tries to buck you up. Once I'm here, I can bring my leg up, pinch my knees, and I can go for the finish here. That'll make you feel really cool. But if you're unable to do that, you bring your leg over the head, fall controlled, keeping the knees pinched tight, fall back, and you get the arm. So very basic take on the full mount armbar. A technique that I've loved since the day I learned it. A technique that I think is very useful both for self-defense, MMA, no gi. If you notice, I didn't use the gi at all. It's just such a strong position, and I think it's important for anybody, white to black, to have a good understanding of how to do it. But the most important thing you gain from learning this technique, especially at lower levels, is not only breaking mechanics, but weight distribution, proper weight distribution, because that is the most important thing. I'm a small guy, I'm 150 pounds these days, and for me to go and roll 200-pound guys on a regular basis and still feel heavier than they do, it's all been about weight distribution. And this technique, I think, encompasses that really well. So anyways, guys, thanks to my wife for putting up with that beautiful weight distribution. Thanks to you guys for subscribing, liking, and commenting. Please continue to do so. So again, we can get those YouTube gods to start recommending the videos so that we grow bigger, bigger, and bigger. I hope that the video quality is getting better. We're still working on it. It's a work in progress, guys. I started making these videos thinking I would reach like one person, and now I'm here at like 9,000 subscribers or something. Who knows? You might be watching this video in the future, and I might be at 20. But yeah, it's crazy. So we're learning as we grow, and I hope you guys understand that. I'm going to stop rambling because I have a tendency to do so, but I just enjoy what I do. Guys, thank you so much.